I'm waiting for it to tell me it's live. It is live. All right, welcome. Hello, everyone. We are getting ready to share our last project based learning of our 2020-2021 school year. We are super excited to share with you guys for this month as our students have worked very hard. Just give me 1 second. Sorry if you are like, why are we only seeing the side of Miss Robinson? That's because I'm trying to make sure that whatever we are streaming here in YouTube, welcome. We are also trying to stream into Facebook because we did kind of say we'll be live on Facebook. But in that regard, as I'm taking care of back end business, I wanted to say publicly that I'm just so proud of all of my students for everything that they have done this year. I'm so proud of all of my literacy leaders, past and present and current, because working with the children, especially during this last year, has been quite interesting. No easy feat. However, we have done it. And this year has been so amazing because while challenging, it still allowed us to know what can be done in this space. And it allowed us to see the brilliance of our own students and what they can do, where they struggled with, and their own perseverance from start to finish this year. And so I just want to say kudos to everyone that is a part of the Freedom for Smiles camp because it does take a village, and we're happy to be a part of these villages. We're happy to have established our own village. We're happy to be able to say our kids were able to do A, B, C, and D. And so as we close out for this last PBL, I want to just share really quickly what our students have been able to do. Our students have been able to sit there and please mute yourselves. Our students have been able to sit here and still work on their writing. They have been able to still learn how to analyze and research. They have been able to not only do all their different skills within math as much as possible as what we could do, but they've also been able to create. They've been able to research. They've been able to analyze. They've been able to create oral presentations like the ones you are going to see tonight. And in tonight's PBL, they were actually able to create their own mini cities or their mini community in a 3D model mock-up. And so I just want to say salute to them and salute to the students for putting in that effort, for showing up every day. Reading for Smile classes are 6 days a week, 6 days a week, and they're here. They are learning, they are thriving. And our whole purpose this year was to make sure that none of our students fell behind. I never wanted them to be a part of any learning gaps, right? Reading for Smiles is built to stop learning gaps, prevent learning gaps, create new thinking patterns and new opportunities for them to thrive by the time they're in their middle school, high school, and college years. Right? The love of learning is really based on how we interact with it. How are we bringing real life to literacy? And that's something that our program is built upon. And so we're super happy about that and super happy to share that. And so just give me 1 second as I let Facebook know we are live. and I'll share out any literacy leaders. Mr. R or Miss A would like to say anything really quickly as I'm getting the screens together. You have to unmute and camera. There you go.
Yeah, I'd just like to say I'm proud of everyone for sticking with us for the past couple months and putting in all the work you've put in for all these PBOs. And for my last month being this month, I wanted to go big, or because at Reading for Smiles we go big or we go home. So I wanted to go really big for the last project, and I think you guys absolutely nailed it, and I can't wait to see all your presentations.
All right, thank you. Miss A?
This past year, of course, we had multiple things to push through and strive towards, and I'm just happy that we were basically able to meet and achieve every single goal that we set our minds to. Seeing everyone like progress from the very beginning, even in like classes and the PBL, it has been basically great to see, especially ending off on a very high note. And I know that Star hasn't seen all the projects, so I know he would be very happy to see them because they look fantastic. And I know that everyone should be definitely proud of themselves on the work that they put towards everything that they basically have. So just make sure to keep that energy, going forward.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. And I just want to really acknowledge Miss A for being the champion with our instructional stuff this year, because she's been on every day with everybody. And so the intensity of the work that needed to be done this school year really was her putting on the shining arm and really taking the run with it, right? And so when you have that and you have dedicated staff members who come in and support in that type of way, it means a lot. And that's what Reading for Smiles is about creating that village in all circumstances, being supportive to one another, not only as just colleagues, but being supportive to one another as how we are from teacher to student, student to student, teacher to parent, and so forth. It's all these different layers of relationships that have made this year a great year. And it takes a certain amount of discipline to be able to be on 6 days a week learning. Discipline for the students, discipline for the parents, discipline for us. Because now we know we have this set schedule where we're showing up. And so it's an honor to be able to show up for students who are also showing up. And I just wanted to say that because that lies the difference. That is, something that I hope my colleagues in the educational space think about and take on, especially as this summer and the next school year approaches, because there's so much to do. There is so much to do. And so just give me 1 second. I'm almost there. I want to make sure. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. If you are on Facebook and you can see me, because hopefully you can, please do the same. Hit the like button, hit the share button, because tonight's presentations are worth having everyone's attention. They're worth it. These kids have worked hard, and it's time that we give them their gold stars, their honor, while they can understand it, so that they can still be empowered to keep going year after year as they climb on this academic journey. And it's all about supporting them at the end of the day. So I think I have done part of my job over here with sharing. I think I got one more place for us to pop up. And if you guys have questions about our program, we are no stranger to Messenger on Facebook. You can leave a message. You can send us an email through support@readingforsmiles.org, support@readingforsmiles.org. And so that is me wrapping this up. Our first presenter tonight is going to be Mr. Hugh. Hugh, please go ahead. Everybody clap for Mr. Hugh. Please talk nice and loud and put your presentation up. Cameras on.
Cameras on.
Everyone else, please mute. And you, please go ahead and put your stuff in presentation mode. Again, go ahead when you're ready.
East Elmhurst by Hugh Eddie Packer Jr. Introduction. During this month, I worked on my neighborhood PBL. My neighborhood is East Elmhurst Jackson Heights in Queens, New York. I focused on what my neighborhood was like in the past and how it has changed. I will also talk about if I like the changes and if I want it to change and if I want it to change any further. I have also designed my own future neighborhood. Where is my neighborhood and how long has my family lived there? My neighborhood is East Elmhurst Jackson Heights, Queens, and my family has lived here for about 25 years. When was East Elmhurst founded? In 1882, East Elmhurst was a village. It had a population of somewhere between 723 and 1,050. It had legal boundaries at St. Charles Road to North Avenue and 1/2 mile west and 1/4 mile east of York Street. In 1926, the first hospital in DuPage County was founded and it was named Elmhurst Memorial Hospital. In 1904, the Bankers Land and Mortgage Corporation started a new residential development in North Corona and it was named East Elmhurst. It had 2,000 building lots that were comprised along the western edge of Flushing and Bowery Bays. What is the history of East Elmhurst? East Elmhurst was formerly named Trains Meadow. There was a housing shortage and urban sprawl due to the urbanization at the turn of the century in New York City. Native Americans and Middleburg named the area of Corona East Elmhurst, Westbot. In 1683, it became one of the three original municipalities, along with Jamaica and Flushing. What I like and dislike about my neighborhood. I like that there are many restaurants and grocery stores. I like that because it introduces us to different cultures. It gives my family and friends a place to go to get together. What I dislike in my neighborhood is that there are some inconsiderate people. People say bad words around the neighborhood. People play music and cards too loud and wake up people when they are asleep. When they are sleeping. What does my neighborhood need? I think my neighborhood needs more jobs and schools. My neighborhood needs more jobs because people need to earn more money. It needs more schools because kids need somewhere to go to learn and grow up with education. What is the community like in my neighborhood? In my neighborhood, we have a diverse community. There are lots of people in our neighborhood that are from different countries in the world. We are lucky enough to have churches that help the community members. We also have people from different cultures, which makes our community diverse and unique. The cultures that are present in my neighborhood are white, black, native, Asian, Islander, and Hispanic. There's 5% white, 4% black, 0% native, 35% Asian, and 54% Hispanic. 2% of the community is cultural, meaning they have two or more cultures. Why is my neighborhood special to me? My neighborhood is special to me because it's where my family and I live together in our house sharing memories. It is also special to me because I have other friends to play with in my neighborhood that live close by. East Elmhurst is special to me because there are restaurants near me so I can eat food. What do I think my neighborhood will look like in the future? I think my neighborhood in the future would be a whole country itself. It would have everything you would need. I think there would be lots of tall buildings with more job opportunities. There would be a whole block of schools for kids to go to. I imagine there will also be a lot of grocery stores and restaurants available where people can store up on food. Bike shops on every corner so you can ride around the neighborhood. There will also be homes for everyone for shelter. Is change a good thing or a bad thing? I think change is a good thing. It can mean more opportunities and resources. I think it's a good thing because it can make things better when things aren't going as well. For example, houses have changed because they needed to be better. When you change something, it will get better. For example, museums have opened and provides education and jobs. It also encourages visitors from outside neighborhoods. Historical monuments in my neighborhood. There is McManus Vietnam Veteran Memorial Park, St. Michael's Cemetery, and Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church. Why do neighborhoods change over time? To wrap up the key takeaways, constant living among renters can be the reason that urban neighborhoods' population is always changing. We are not sure if gentrification causes overall rates on moving to increase or stay the same either for homeowners or renters. How do neighborhoods change and what is the process? First, architects design a building on a blueprint. Then, when the architects are done, they show the design to someone to make sure it is safe. Third, the construction workers work on building the building. Last, the building is done and people can move into it or start working there for a new job. So in conclusion, neighborhoods change when buildings are being put and when people start living there or when businesses open there. What events take place in my neighborhood? In my neighborhood, the events are cultural parades and sometimes race car races. We also have green markets that open at a certain time. How frequent does change happen? Change happens constantly around the neighborhood. For example, many new buildings have been built, such as a new daycare and martial arts academy on Northern Boulevard. Things I want in my future neighborhood. Bike shop. I want a bike shop because you can get a nice exercise and a nice ride around the neighborhood. Best Buy. I want a Best Buy because that is where you can get all your electronics from there and get all the games you want. McDonald's. I want a McDonald's so people can get a treat once in a while. Apartment. I want an apartment building so lots of people can live in one place. Police station. I want a police station in case a crime is happening. Firefighter station. I want a firefighter station in case there is a fire. School. I want a school so kids can go somewhere to learn and grow up with education. Bank. I want a bank so people can get their money from there. grocery store. I want a grocery store because people need somewhere to get their food. Park. I want a park so people can go and take a nice walk and provide you with trees. Thank you for viewing. And for my SketchUp for design, right here is a park with a pond in the middle. Right here's a McDonald's. This is a police station. This is a firefighter station. This is a school. Um, this is a grocery store. This is an apartment. This is a bike shop. This is a Best Buy. And right here we have a bank. And that's the end of my presentation.
All right. Thank you so much, Hugh. You can stop your screen share. Thank you so much. And so let me ask you, because now I'm going to ask you on camera. So how do you feel about project-based learning and doing this project? Because you guys now have had October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 8 different projects you guys have done within this year. How do you feel about it?
Like I feel good, and I feel like accomplished. I made it through like all 8 PBLs.
Which one was your favorite?
Like I wouldn't say I had a favorite, but if it was the easiest, I would say December. Because it was a winter holiday PBL, and the winter holiday I got was Christmas, and I'm a Catholic person, so I know a lot about Christmas. So that was like the easiest one for me.
Okay. What was the most interesting one?
Hmm, I wouldn't say there was an interesting one for me.
One doesn't stand out more than the other. Then what was the hardest one?
February.
What made it February hard?
Um, like what made it hard is that there was like a lot to do, like with the speech. Like the speech was like really hard. Like we had to do like a speech, like based on what the person would say, and it was like really difficult. So I got it perfect.
Okay. Okay. Can I tell you
And
this
then,
real quick
but
about you not liking to write, but you've been writing this whole year?
I know that.
I just wanted to highlight it and make sure that you knew that you was writing and you were excellent at it during this year. Okay?
Okay.
He's like, okay. Mr. R, let me bring you up. What do you think about this project? I mean, they took your layout, your questions, and ran with it. How do you feel about Hughes?
Super surprised because when I was teaching the lesson on how to use the program, I gave them the very basics. I'm like, you use the rectangle tool, you make it a little tall, and you get a building, right? And here Hugh comes out of nowhere with a fountain in the park. I never taught him how to do that. So kudos to Hugh for going above and beyond and getting creative and going outside of what I taught him and trying to experiment and have a creative looking project. So kudos, Hugh. Amazing job.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Miss A, we're gonna keep you at the end for the wrap up. All right. Next, we are calling to the stage Mr. Samuel. Samuel. All right. Samuel, please go ahead and share your screen. Everyone inside the Zoom room, please make sure you are on mute. And Samuel, when you are ready, please begin.
Springfield Gardens by Samuel Martin. Introduction. Hello, everyone. Today, for our presentation, we're going to talk about. Hello, everyone. Today, for our presentation, we are going to talk about my neighborhood and what I like and dislike about my neighborhood. I'm also going to include when it was founded and its history. I'm also going to share how I want my neighborhood to look like in an app called Sketchup. When was Springfield Gardens founded? What is the history? Springfield Gardens was founded in 1660 by Europeans. Development started in Springfield Gardens in the 1920s. At 1927, the name was changed from Springfield to Springfield Gardens. What I like and what I dislike about Springfield Gardens. I like that in my neighborhood, people don't break the speed limit that often. I also like that it's a quiet neighborhood sometimes, but it's mostly loud. I like that there's a nice park nearby and that there are some convenient stores around my house. I dislike that my neighborhood is a dangerous neighborhood because people commit a lot of crimes. I also dislike that there is air pollution in Springfield Gardens. Is change good or bad? Change is a good thing because it can make our lives different. Change is also a good thing because we get to make our lives interesting. Another reason why change is a good thing is because it can teach us something new. Information about my neighborhood. My neighborhood is Springfield Gardens. We have been in this neighborhood for 14 years. My neighborhood is special to me because my friends are here and they mean a lot to me. The cultures of my neighborhood are Black American culture 88.8%, white culture 1.4%, Hispanic 6.3%, Asian 0.9%, Native American 0.3%, Hawaiian 0.1%, others 2.3%. My neighborhood has some diversity. A few things about Springfield Gardens. There are 10 historical monuments in the area of Springfield Gardens. A few of the historical monuments are the King Manor, the Unisphere, the Queensboro Hall, and the Masonic Temple. Neighborhoods change over time because there are more people coming into the area. However, nothing has changed in my neighborhood. Neighborhoods change when families come to buy homes and apartments to live in. People who buy homes in my neighborhood are looking to stay with their families. In my neighborhood, change barely happens. I say this because I have actually never seen any change happen, but construction workers are building a new home right now. What I would change about Springfield Gardens and what does it need? What would you change about your neighborhood? I would change the noise situation. Sometimes my neighborhood is quiet, but most of the time there's a lot of noise and it disturbs me in the middle of doing work and doing after school work. What does my neighborhood need? My neighborhood needs a police station nearby to prevent people from breaking laws. My neighborhood also needs urgent care nearby to take care of people and make sure they're okay. What I want in my neighborhood. What I want in my neighborhood and why. Houses and apartments. We need a place to stay and live. I chose a bank because we need money to pay for things that we need. I chose a hospital because if someone got hurt, they would need treatment. I chose cars, buses, and trains because we need transportation to get somewhere. I chose a library because we need someone to read books and get knowledge because knowledge is power. I chose dentists because we need to check on our dental health. I chose gas stations because we need somewhere to fill up our cars. What I want in my neighborhood and why. Part 2. I chose a supermarket because we need to have food supplies. I chose a music store because people need to listen to music. I chose the laundromat because we need to get clean clothes to wear. I chose a police station because we need to be protected and feel safe. I chose a fire station just in case there is a fire. Let's go to Sketchup now. So right here I have 3 houses in a road, a mall, a pharmacy, a fire station, a police station, a hospital. Then over here, I have a gas station and a dentist office. And that's my slides, my presentation.
All right. Thank you so much, Samuel. Yay. All right. All right. Mr. R, come back up. Come back up. Thank you so much, Samuel. Oh, also, let's all salute Samuel today. He won an award for being the best writer. Yay! Salute, 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 salute. And I asked him, were you the only winner? Is there like first place, second place, third place? He said, I'm the only winner. I say, yay!
No, there's only one winner.
Only one winner. Well, so there you still the only one. You the only one. And so we're proud of you. Congratulations. He won it for writing. Everyone who knows Reading for Smiles know we are here with the writing lessons. If there's anything that the children out of Reading for Smiles get, it's a lot of writing lessons. And it's the writing lessons that help you position yourself for college. College can't go by just any type of grades that you got. They're also looking for your writing skills and ability. That is what separates you from the pack. And yes, today you earned your stars and stripes. Okay. All right, Mr. R, give us your feedback now that you've seen it.
I can understand why he got the writing award, because just reading off his presentation, it was so informative. Lots of information about his neighborhood and what he likes, what he doesn't like. So amazing job, Samuel.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
All right. So now, let me see. Nicole, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and let's share screens and get ready to present. Everyone, please make sure you are silent or mic'd or off.
Just to ensure you that I made another copy in my neighborhood because I lost the other neighborhood that I made, but I still had another copy open.
Not sure what that means, but please, let's start with your presentation. Put it in present mode.
Let me turn on my camera.
On. Mm-hmm. No, Nicole, turn your camera on. We can't see you.
I'm on my laptop. Oh my god, no. Whitestone, New York. Slides made by Nicole Neibner. Information about my neighborhood. My neighborhood is Whitestone, Queens. It is filled with very nice people and places. There is a local mall with Target, Dollar Tree, and an Old Navy 2 blocks away from the mall. There is a Christmas tree store. We have multiple businesses and schools too. We live in a cold area because of the water, but we have a lot of water. Who changed my slideshow? Someone changed my slideshow. Which is what matters, which is what I wrote. I lived in Whitestone for 4 years. I did not enjoy it at first, but now I made friends and met many new people. The community is enjoyable and I'm so happy I live there. Where my neighborhood is. Whitestone is a residential neighborhood in the northernmost part of New York City, borough of Queens. The neighborhood proper is located between the East River to the north, College Point and Whitestone Expressway to the west, Flushing and 25th Avenue to the south, and Bayside and Francis Lewis Boulevard to the east. Historical monuments in Whitestone, NY. Near Kingsland House, Flushing Airport, Pepsi Cola Bottling Company of NY, and Whitestone Expressway. What I like and dislike about my neighborhood. What I love about my area is the kind people. We have beautiful oceans to view and gardens in the neighborhood. We have farmers who sell fresh fruits and vegetables for cheaper prices. I love 4th of July and the events planned out in our community. We get to see fireworks with all these pretty colors. I love the Christmas events when people decorate the huge Christmas trees. During these events, people are very nice to each other. What I dislike is the pollution and how fire can be caused easily in our area. I hate how some people can be so mean to hard workers. I also don't like how some people disrespect elderly people for walking too slow. We often have noises in my area, and I would love it to be peaceful. What my neighborhood needs. My neighborhood needs more parks because there's a lot more kids in my area. Kids barely have parks to play. We need more hospitals and security because people get hurt every day. We need more areas for children to explore and express themselves. Some examples are arts and crafts classes. What cultures are present in my area? Romanian 30%, Hispanic 70%, Russian 2%, German 10.5%, American 90%, Italian 20%, African American 30%. What the community is like in my area. People are kind and very generous. They're always there to help others in need. Sometimes people can be mean, but although the neighborhood is very nice. The process of change. In the 1950s, apartment buildings were motels or resorts. The change of people happened rapidly. There are more houses now than before. Some buildings were turned into stores or homeless shelters. Is change good or bad? Change is good for my area because we need a new fresh start, a new fresh area to look at, and a new fresh area to look at. People have more opportunities and more life values. My ideas for my future neighborhood. The list of stuff my neighborhood needs. Gym, people want to stay healthy and strong. Pharmacy for people who need medicine. Police stations for people who need help. Hospitals for people who need medical attention and for people who get hurt. Clothing stores for people to buy clothes for their family. Grocery stores for food and for people who want to donate. Restaurants for people who want to eat or order food. My neighborhood digitally. My future neighborhood digitally. A doctor's office, an apartment offices, malls, and let's get on to the SketchUp. Oh no. There's a house, an office building, a New York police station, a grocery store, a mall, and an apartment. I'm done.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, Miss Nicole. Nicole had another sketch. Could that one not open?
Yeah, that one didn't open, and I also couldn't find it.
Okay. Reality of technology.
Yay.
Mr. R, what are your thoughts? Come on down, come on down. Thank you, Nicole, for streaming.
Well, I feel like Nicole perfectly captured the idea I wanted to get into when it came to this PBO. When I was brainstorming ideas for the last month, I was thinking about things that mattered to me. And I lived in my neighborhood for over a decade, and it really was a special place to me. And it wasn't until I moved that I realized how special it was to me. So I really wanted to share with the kids where it's like, enjoy what you have because you never know when, it won't be there anymore. And so I feel like with Nicole saying that, she didn't like her neighborhood at first, but she grew to love it. That's kind of what I wanted to get the kids to understand, where it's like, it's your neighborhood, spend some time there, get to know the people there, and become part of the community.
Awesome. I love it. And
Thank you.
so true. When we become involved and a part of our community, we also add to the change that we either want to see or the change that's necessary to make it a livable environment for all. And so that's why I did really appreciate this project, because you now had to do the research and really understand, where it is do I live? What does my community offer? What is it missing? And have that opportunity to add to it or change it. All right, coming to the stage. Thank you again, Nicole. Is Miss Zoe?
Neighborhoods by
All right, so hold on, everyone. Please make sure that you are nicely muted. And Zoe, please, 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 camera on, and please talk loud.
Neighborhoods by Zoe Gaston. This month we focused on neighborhoods. I focused on my neighborhood, Ridgewood, Queens. We also made designs on Sketchup of what we would like our neighborhoods to look like in the future. My family has lived in Ridgewood for 10 years. My neighborhood is special to me because I have all my important moments in this neighborhood. I made my first friend in Ridgewood, and it's where I had my first day of school. I like that my neighborhood is calm and peaceful, as well as everybody is friendly. I dislike my neighborhood because it does not have enough trees. My neighborhood needs more trees because trees keep our air clean. And if there are more trees, then our air won't be polluted. Ridgewood is home to a staggering 10 national historical districts, all listed on the National Register of Historical Places in 1983. Originally, Ridgewood was part of the Dutch settlement. Ridgewood was founded on November 20th, 1894, by Johnson V. Hopper. Historical monuments in Ridgewood, Queens are Plymouth Reformed Church and historical Glen Avenue Mark. Almost Reformed Church Historical District is a historical district bounded by Cragen Turnpike. Historical Glen Avenue marker that stands in front of the Ridgewood Fire Department describes the history of Glen Avenue. Ridgewood is home to the Madison Putnam 16th Place Historical District. The Ridgewood Veteran Memorial and the Union Square. Ridgewood, Queens is 87.82% white, 1.64% African American, 1.04% Native American, and 8.67% Asian. Ridgewood, Queens participates in a big summer street fair, which is also known as Fresh Pond Street Fair. They close a couple of streets and they bring in a couple of games and rides for kids to play. They also have these areas where you can get drinks or snacks. There's two types of Ridgewood in Queens: New Ridgewood and Old Ridgewood. I live in Old Ridgewood. Some people mistake Ridgewood for Bushwick because they're so close. Ridgewood used to be an Italian neighborhood, but then it became an Eastern European neighborhood. Ridgewood has the second largest Polish community in all 5 boroughs. Ridgewood is the only community that was split between Queens and Brooklyn. Neighborhoods change over time because some businesses may not be able to make enough money or get enough attention from people. Some buildings get so old that people don't use them anymore. So people have to make them more modern. Neighborhoods change when construction workers clean up or destroy buildings. To renovate buildings, they have to clean the building, put new tiles, new paint, and new appliances. They destroy buildings by using machines like bulldozers. In my neighborhood, places change usually after 2 to 5 years. I think my neighborhood will be peaceful and calm in the future. In the future, I think my neighborhood will be filled with things we need, like homes, schools, hospitals, police stations, fire stations, libraries, grocery stores, as well as museums, banks, a post office, and more neighborhood activities. Change can be a good thing or a bad thing. It depends on what the change is. For example, change can be a good thing by taking an old big building and turning it into a library. Change can be a bad thing by taking a school and turning it into an arcade. My neighborhood is calm and peaceful, as well as everybody is friendly. I hope for my neighborhood to be like it is now in the future. Now, my SketchUp design. I put a fire station because if there's a fire, the fire won't spread everywhere and burn everything. I put a hospital because if anybody gets injured, they will not get an infection and get sick. I put a police station because if there are criminals, they will not be free and make more crimes. And they and instead they will be caught and go to jail. I put a library because children and adults will be able to learn new things. I put a school because kids will be able.
Can't see the school, honey. Move it over a little bit.
Say that again.
Move it over a little bit. We don't see the school. We see the mall. There you go.
I put a school because kids will be able to learn new things and get an education. I put a grocery store because people will need food to eat and not be hungry. I put multiple homes because people need to stay warm, and if there's bad weather, they can stay protected. Also, so they have a place to live. I put a gym because people need to stay active and fit. I put a dentist because people get cavities or get infections in their mouths. I put a doctor's office because you need to stay healthy. I put a clothes store because people need clothes to stay warm. I put a sorry, help me. Oh. I put a museum because people need to learn about history. I put a bank because we need help managing our money. I put a laundromat because we need to keep our clothes clean so they don't get dirty, so we can't use them anymore. I put an indoor pool because most people like to swim. I put a gardening class because it's a great way for us to learn about nutrients. I put a mall so people can. I put a mall because people need to get what they require. I put a park so people can get exercise. I put a boathouse because there needs to be a place where family can enjoy themselves. I put an arcade so kids have somewhere to play if they don't have any games at their home. And that's
Leave it right there. I know she ready to take. She ready to take it down and run. Look. So we wait a minute. So I just want to tell people that these kids built these buildings and everything one by one, step by step, and this girl sat here and created a whole city. Or at least one big neighborhood where we can say everything is in walking distance, and this is what every community needs, is all these things in our communities for our livelihoods, for entertainment, for legal matters, and so forth. And so, girl, you did this design. You did this design. I just want you to be very proud of yourself for the work that you have done. Let's stop your screen share just for 1 second. I'm going to have you bring it up, but I want to hear from Mr. R. Mr. R, what do you think? Because I know this is your first time seeing it. So
I think she didn't come to play because she absolutely demolished this presentation. She did an amazing presentation. She spoke clearly and she's really improved in her speech. And then this 3D render, it completely blew my mind. Like, she has all the attention to detail. She has little houses in between every store.
Getting apartments.
Yeah, houses, apartments, whatever it was. And then she, on the post office, she has like little decals of envelopes. It's so amazing.
Zoe, how much are apartments in your community? Because it's looking
Right.
kind of good over there.
I'm about to move.
Have you thought about your rent prices?
Mm,
Is it affordable?
I don't know, miss. It's around all that good stuff. It's probably a pretty penny.
Are you charging New York rent?
300.
You said 800.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. I think we can work with that. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so I want everyone to definitely give all of these children a kudos, their praise. They worked hard. You guys delivered, and they were excellent sketches. If anybody wants to know, the program is called Sketchup, right? Am I saying that right? Sketchup. And it was their first time ever using it, and they only just learned it the first Friday of the month or second Friday of this month, and so they took it and ran with it. As well as doing the research and finding out information about their community. So I'm super proud of them because they worked really hard. Miss A, what would you like to say? Did we lose her? Oh no, there she go.
You guys did a fantastic job. Like, it was just so great to see just, how it all came together from the very beginning. From like the first house, okay, like sometimes you can see maybe like the first sketch is a little bit rough, but then as you are able to build upon that, you are learning the new technology and figure out what you want, then it becomes so much easier. And it's amazing to see how, that progress to what it basically became, like from like little decals, like, yeah, the boats, the envelopes, even like the texture of the grass, like that was the just like little things, but making sure you are paying very close attention to detail. um and everyone had, some like little pieces that made it theirs. And like so glad to see like little bits of personality in the community, like what you wanted in the community, as well as how you were going to design it. Even like little things from like the roads, like, you just had to build houses, like, little parts of the community. You didn't have to, but you did. And it was so great to see. And you should definitely, of course, be proud of yourselves.
Yeah, I think they definitely brought it on. Mr. R tried to challenge, and they rose to the occasion, and that's something that I just want to give them much respect and much praise about, because they could have gave up and they didn't. They fought through it. They pushed through it. They built on their own. People that like might have missed a day or two came back with stuff done, and that's responsibility right there, and not for nothing, that takes a different level of discipline. So I want all of these kids to really feel proud of themselves, really feel, empowered to keep going. There's no limit to what you can do because you guys are magnificent. And so keep pushing forward. You guys have 1 month of school left, but we are officially done at the Reading for Smiles camp. And so I want to thank all of you, all of your parents, for all the hard work and effort it takes to get here. Miss A tremendously, Mr. R tremendously, for working in the background and working together on getting these things done. But Miss A definitely gets the Gold Star Award treatment because Miss A has hung in there 6 days a week with you guys, nonstop. And so that type of love and dedication can't go unnoticed or unmissed. And we salute her for that. Any final words, you guys, you want to say to the public before we
Yes.
before I
Bye.
before I end the live?
Yes.
People. Bye.
No, Samuel, I said any words, not just bye. Go ahead, Nicole.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, turn your camera on, honey. We can't see you. There you go.
Thank you for watching.
How was it? Because that was your first PBL.
Easy.
You thought it was easy?
Yep.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Okay, confidence is on 10. Confidence is on 10. Look at you like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Zoe, let me ask you, what was your favorite PBL this year?
Last month when we did poems.
You like the poetry month. Interesting. Cool.
Poetry is interesting.
Huh?
Poetry is very interesting.
Poetry is interesting. I loved it. Julian, you, my dear,
Yes.
what was your favorite PBL this year? We only see the top of your head, so just so you know.
Probably October.
October, Health Month, the Health PBL. That was fun. I enjoyed that one too. I actually like. There's something about all of them that I liked. Miss A, what was your favorite PBL month?
I definitely like the one that I did January, but I also like April because I participated in it.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
What was April?
April was the poetry one. April was the Samuel is saying April was his favorite month too. That's only because Samuel loved haikus. I don't know what his information with that is, but he was like, I love haikus. Like, can I do a haiku? And so he did them. Okay, that's cool. I love it. Mr. R, what was your favorite PBL?
You already know it was my months. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean to pat myself on the back, but it was pretty much amazing.
Okay. And Mr. R and Miss A, what would you guys say to other teachers who may be scared to step into this PBL arena?
Definitely give it a shot. It's well worth the effort because you get some amazing projects, and honestly, it's a new way of learning. The kids kind of teach themselves in a sense, and they go above and beyond. You give them the starting tools, like for example with this PBL, I gave them the basics of how to use the program, but they took it and they ran with it. So I highly recommend trying it. Your kids will surprise you.
Thank you. Miss A?
I definitely agree. Like when you first learned about the PBLs, it was a very daunting task. But as soon as we started with it and kind of understood what we had to do, it was super easy. Like, the layout, it became kind of like second nature. It's also a great way of basically like networking as well, like meeting the people that we did, and having outside like experts. Like January was definitely interesting on trying to figure out like the people to contact. But as soon as I did that and we got the person, it was so easy, and it was like so much fun to have a person who who was basically right there, since we had winter animals. And it was great to.
You want to state for people who don't know what the kids studied in January, do you want to say what the project was?
It was, we had to focus on winter animals, and it was basically comparing and contrasting them. And we actually had an expert, Miss Morris, who was basically in Alaska. She showed us her outside, like the outside of her home, and basically gave us information about the animals that she worked with on the reserve. And it was super interesting to know that we can have that, like opportunity to reach out to other people, and know that if we do something like this again, that's another contact that we have in the bag to basically reach out once again. It doesn't have to be the same project, but it could be something different, and we can twist it into something totally new, but still have that.
And that's something that I loved about the whole PBL experience too, is because we brought experts from in those fields in every step of the way. Shout out to the Floating Hospital, to the wildlife reservation, Shout out to a good friend of mine, Sugar Ray. Shout out to all of the friends who participated in explaining the winter holidays because they celebrated them. And so we have firsthand knowledge of Jewish celebrations, Christmas celebrations, Kwanzaa celebrations, Eid celebrations, you know, and all of that matters when we can really tie literacy to real life. And so PBL will probably be in part of Reading for Smiles to stay. We've never done anything the same, right? Not even our summer camp has been the same. But with a new spin and new understanding of what can really be done in this educational space. And so my words to fellow educators is take the risk, take the leap. Do not be afraid to explore, because when we do it, the students are able to do it as well. And this was a great way for them to get comfortable interviewing people that they have never met, as well as really pushing the envelope and building presentations such as what you saw tonight and over the past few months, because there's college students who struggle with putting together presentation slides. And these kids are elementary school age and middle school age, and they're doing it. And so they will be stronger students by the time that they get to, the upper grades and college level, and they will be prepared. And that's what Reading for Smiles is about at the end of the day, making sure our babies are prepared to make sound decisions over their lives, academically and career, as well as being valued in the community because they have something to offer, which everyone does. And so on that note, I bid everyone, we say good night to all of our live streams that are running. Students, stay in the room. Students, stay in the room. Staff, stay in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for an amazing year. And everyone, have an amazing summer. Bye. Or wait, as all the kids go, say bye.